You know, rich people don't get richer just because they're lucky, and it's definitely not because they started out with a mountain of cash. The truth? They actually think differently. Their brains are literally wired differently when it comes to money, risk, and time. In the next few minutes of this explainer, you're going to start thinking the exact same way, especially when we hit point number 4, which pretty much flips everything you know upside down.
See, a poor mindset usually relies on luck or outside circumstances, right? You're just waiting around for a big break. But a rich mindset, it operates like a highly tuned machine. It processes money, evaluates risk, and manages time with absolute ruthless intentionality.
I actually studied the interviews, the books, and the daily habits of dozens of millionaires and billionaires, everyone from Warren Buffett to completely self-made entrepreneurs. And I found 7 very distinct thinking patterns that show up in absolutely every single one of them. Let's dive in.
Theme 1. The filter. Redefining money and scarcity.
So that brings us right to point number 1, the absolutely crucial difference between assets and liabilities. Before buying anything, people with a millionaire mindset always ask themselves one vital question: will this put money in my pocket or take it out? They literally view every single dollar as a little employee, and they want those employees working hard for them around the clock, not just disappearing into things that lose value over time.
Let's play a quick game. Think about Warren Buffett, literally one of the richest men on the entire planet. With basically unlimited resources, what kind of car do you think he chooses to drive every single day? Take a guess.
It's a regular Cadillac. Yep, not a whole fleet of gold-plated supercars, just a comfortable, standard Cadillac. Because, well, their ultimate goal isn't to look rich to everybody else. The goal is to actually be rich. They just don't waste their capital on depreciating liabilities to show off.
Okay, point number 2. This is about the fundamental way you view the world's resources. We're talking abundance versus scarcity.
A poor mindset operates purely on scarcity. The thought is, there's just not enough money to go around. They see wealth as this finite pie. But the wealthy, they have a total abundance mindset. They believe I can always create more money. Pin that thought, because it connects directly to point number 5, where I'll explain exactly why rich people are actually not afraid to spend money on themselves.
Theme 2. The lever. Time, risk, and leverage.
Point number 3 is a massive paradigm shift. To the wealthy, sure, money is important, but time is the absolute most valuable asset in the world. You can always make another dollar, but there's no way to make another minute. Think about it. Average earners sell their time. They're literally trading their hours directly for a paycheck. But the wealthy buy time. They actively delegate tasks, they hire help, and they build systems to buy back their own hours. Why? So they can focus on high-level wealth-generating decisions. They don't want to be the smartest person doing the busy work, they want to be the architect of the whole shebang. And here we are at point number 4. I promised you this one would completely change your perspective. It's the profound realization that risk does absolutely not equal danger.
Here's what is so surprising. Most millionaires don't actually call themselves risk takers at all. They call themselves careful. But their version of careful is all about analysis, not avoidance. They view risk as a tool, not a threat. They take highly calculated risks where the math actually makes sense, rather than just blindly jumping out of an airplane. They manage the downside, and that is exactly how they grow.
Theme 3. The engine. Your ultimate growth assets.
All right, this is point number 5, and it pays off that earlier tease about the abundance mindset. Rich people are absolutely not afraid to spend money on themselves, but it is exactly how they spend it that makes all the difference. We're talking courses, books, mentors, health. The wealthy do not view these things as expenses. No way. They view them as the absolute highest return investments they can possibly make. Look at it this way. If a $200 course or a dedicated mentor can teach you a skill that generates $20,000 a year, well, that isn't a cost. That's an incredible asset. Your brain and your body are the ultimate engines of your wealth.
Point number 6 focuses on your environment, specifically how your immediate circle directly shapes your entire mindset.
You've probably heard this famous quote: you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, the wealthy take this incredibly seriously. They are extremely deliberate and intentional about who they allow into their inner circle. Because if you surround yourself with people who constantly complain about money, you are gonna complain about money. But if you surround yourself with people discussing growth, investments, and big ideas, you will naturally rise right up to that level.
The resolution, the long-term horizon. Unveiling point number 7, patience and long-term thinking.
This is perhaps the final and honestly the most powerful paradigm shift of them all.
A poor mindset plays the game of life in months. They're stuck worrying about the next paycheck or the next immediate pleasure. But the wealthy, they scale their perspective to play the game in decades. They are totally willing to endure short-term discomfort and just let compound interest do its heavy lifting. They're completely focused on where they will be 10 or 20 years from now.
And here is the absolute most interesting part of all this research before we wrap up. This mindset can be learned at any age. It is not about genetics, and it's certainly not about getting lucky. These are mental frameworks, and you have the power to adopt them starting right now, today.
So I've got to ask, which of these 7 points hit you the hardest? Drop the number down in the comments below, and I'll make sure to reply to you personally.
If you want a follow-up explainer with the exact step-by-step ways to start applying this mindset today, hit that like button. It actually tells the algorithm you want it, and I'll make part 2. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. But before you go, leave with this thought. Are you currently just spending your time to make a living, or are you actively investing your time to design a life? Keep upgrading that mindset.